What's up? This is C-Dog, and I'm back with another review. And this review is on Mezco, One Collective, Batman, The Dark Knight Returns. This is a high-end 1/12 scale figure. We're starting off with the packaging. This is the packaging. It's nice high-end material. It's kind of like a masterpiece type cardboard box. On the front, you have a picture of the Dark Knight with his pistol, standing there in a cool pose in his cape, and coming down from the sky with his cape. He's got a few of his gimmicks and accessories laid out in the bottom. On the side, we have 1/12 collective scale with a bat signal. On the back, it shows Batman with a lightning bolt coming down with a shadow of Batman coming through. DC Comics. On the back shows mezcostoys.com. To see the entire Mezco catalog, visit mezcotoys.com. Top, 1/12 collective. Bottom, warnings and whatnot. Now it has a slide cover, so you slip it right out like so. Hold on a second. So you slide it out just out like that. Moving that aside. This is the box itself. In the back it shows Batman like in the sky, kind of behind some city with the bat signal light up on the building. On the front, it has a opening, basically. You can open the box. Nice Batman logo here with some embossed type silver metallic-y glossy bat signal. Batman, The Dark Knight Returns. I have taken out the figure for simplicity's sakes out of the packaging already. This is the clamshell it comes in. All his accessories laid out. You have the grappling hook or grappling claw, his extra head. He's got his 6 sets of hands, his pistol, and his boot that has a holster for his pistol. Removing the clamshell and taking out the accessories. So first you got Batman. He comes in this other separate clamshell. The cape slips through here, and it's in a plastic coating. I have taken it all out for simplicity's sakes because my first video attempt was too long. Looking at the accessories. We'll go over the accessories first. Actually, you know what? We're going to go over articulation first and the figure itself. So looking at the figure and adjusting the camera. Looking at the figure, he's basically a 1/12 scale figure with very high-end joints and very nice sculpting along with soft goods material for his outfit. He has a gray like mesh like outfit with a nice screen printed bat symbol in the front. This is the Dark Knight version of Batman. He has his utility belt, and there's nice paint shading on that, and textures and nice molding. Buckles are painted. It continues all the way around to the back and around. The only seam on the figure I seem to see is this seam in the back that's covered by the cape. The what do you call it? Underwear, basically, or the panties here are separate, and they can actually come off. So there's like no seam lines, no sewing between the gray and the black here, which I find exceptionally cool. I'm never going to take it off, so let's put that back up. And his material is very pliable, so you're able to move his arms quite around, and there's really no problems with the joints. You can even lift his arm all the way up and whatnot. Moving on to the details of the face. That's his face sculpt. You can see his teeth are painted in, each individually. You can see his gums and the grit. He's got nice skin painting, skin texture, and paint shading. He's got molded in details on his forehead, nice beady white eyes. His ears are nice and small, like the Dark Knight's supposed to be. He's a thicker version of Batman. We'll move on to his articulation now. His head. Oops, sorry about that. It is a ball joint, but it can look up all the way and it can look down all the way. It's on two separate joints. So, hold on a second. Let me just get this up a little bit more. He's on two separate joints, so it's like a double ball joint. There's one in the back and then there's one at top. He can turn his head all the way around, he can do a little bit of tilting. He can look down that far and he can look up that far. So very nice for the articulation in the head. His shoulders will go out all the way to the side. He has nice tight joints. His arms, like I showed you before, will go all the way up. He has bicep swivel. He has a double jointed elbow, but it only gets about 90. But, not bad. Moving to his abdomen area, he has an ab crunch, so he can, let's move the stuff out of the way. He can crunch down about that far. He can move back about that far. It looks like he has an ab crunch right about here, and then he's also got a swivel for a waist and a swivel for upper chest. He's also got his abs move side to side. Nice movement there. Same thing on the other arm. His wrists are jointed and they have a hinge and ball joint system. Actually, it's a hinge and pegging system, but it works like a ball joint, and it can hinge all around. Moving on to his thighs, his legs go out. Let's go this way. His legs go out about that far. Nice. He can kick up really, really high. Pretty much as high as you want it to. He has double jointed knees, so he can bend in about that far. Not bad. He has a thigh swivel. He also has boot cut down at the bottom. He has an ankle that goes down that far, and he goes up about that far. Plus, he does have an ankle rocker. So you can get him in some really nice poses. Showing you a couple poses here. And he looks really good. So nothing wrong with this Batman whatsoever. Probably the best Batman toy I've ever owned. Just keeps in the way. Yeah, basically. Moving his cape back around so you can see quite the pose. Yeah, he's a good figure, good for posing. The video I took earlier had different lighting because it was morning, but it ended up being too long, so I hope you're able to see the figure no problem here because it's really sunny out and it kind of, I think, messes with the videos. Moving right along, you're welcome. You can take his head off like that, pop off the ball joint. You can also take his cape off if you would want to, but it's connected. Well, I'm not going to because it's connected right here, and I don't think it'd be a good idea to take it off. But where did his other head sculpt go? Oh, there we go. It's underneath the box. Putting on his second head sculpt. Oops. Hold on, guys. Let's a little bit tight. Just slip it on, like, pop it on the top. It's the same face, basically, with the same amount of detail and paint work. It's just his mouth is closed. He's got a nice grimace, like an old man would. He can change out his fists, and I like to keep the ones with the gun holding hands, I guess you could say. Oops, shit. Be kind of careful. Reaching out 3 feet ahead of me is sometimes a little bit dangerous for figures, but try to be careful and no problems. Pop in pretty easily, especially when he's right next to you, not ahead of you. He can hold the pistol in his hand, no problem. He can even put his finger right into that trigger. Looking at the gun, nice painted details, brown handle, gunmetal, silver gun with a nice paint wash over it. He gets a pretty good bend in his elbow, a little bit more than 90. And let's showing off the other hands. He comes with the 2-fisted hands that I showed you from before. Looking at the details, I guess it'd be easier to do it like this. Anyways, he comes with these 2 batarang hands, where his batarangs are basically stuck in, basically pegged in each one of these slots. He comes with 2 of them, and he also comes with the 2 hands I showed you, and he also has 2 grabbing hands. Let me get these out. They stay right in here. Sorry about that. I thought they were already out. 2 grabbing hands. Good amount of detail on them. His boot gimmick is you can just pop off his boot, and then he's got his boot with a holster. Looking at the boot real quick, nice detail. It's got the belt buckle painted, nice paint wash and everything. You just snap the boot on real easily, like so, making sure it snaps up all the way. The same hinge to it as the other one. And you can take off his pistol and store it into the boot holster, like so. He comes with a stand, nice bat signal, and he has peg holes in the bottom of his feet, both feet, and you can pop them in and have him look at the stand. Anyways, he's pretty good at standing on his own, so there's no use to even use the stand. But the only other accessory is this grappling hook, which you can unwind. And what I do is I wrap it around his hand a few times, moving the stand. So that just makes things difficult. Wrap it around his hands a few times. And then bringing it over to his other hand, wrapping it around this hand a few times. Something like that. Basically, something like that. This is going to be the end of my review, guys. Please comment, like, subscribe. Got lots more coming. Peace.